Hey everybody, this is David from G4 Guitar School's Lake Forest with another video lesson, and in today's lesson we're going to be taking a look at a topic called cracking the code of arpeggios. So what do I mean by that? What you're noticing with our lessons and your studies, whether you're looking on YouTube, whether you're taking lessons directly with G4, is that as a musician and a guitar player there's a lot of stuff to learn. And as guitar players, we get bombarded with shapes and patterns, and we try to remember everything, okay? So that's a lot of stuff. In my opinion, and again, my opinion only, is that the most important things we need to remember are our chords, okay? So we want to be increasingly aware of the chords we're playing. If we learn a new chord, we should learn the shape, learn the name, and be able to recall that. Here's why I think that's important. Is that when we're playing guitar, 90% of the time, plus, or even 100% of the time, we're playing chords. Whether we're playing them strumming wise, you know, something like that, or we're doing an arpeggio. Okay, arpeggios come from chords. If we're playing a solo, you know, you're doing a little line. Okay, we're playing a solo over chords. So chords underpin everything and they provide the harmony in the music for us. So that's why I think the chords are probably the most important topic to remember. Now, if we take that and we think about arpeggios, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to learn our arpeggios by association, and we're going to associate one arpeggio with a change to the chords. Okay, well, let me explain. Let me go through one with you, and then you'll get where I'm coming from. So if we take our A major chord, okay, played here, okay, and we take our A minor chord, okay, if we dig into those two chords and we discover which note changes, it's this note here. So our second note on the second string on the second fret, which is in A major, comes down to the first fret when we play A minor. Okay, so if we dig into that a little bit, we'll see that this note is C sharp and the note in A minor is C natural. Okay, so we've identified the note that changes A major to A minor. Now, if we can remember simply the major arpeggio shape, okay, the major arpeggio shape, melodic one for the A major, there's our A major melodic arpeggio. To play the A minor one, we are simply, I use the word simply, there's a little work here, but we are simply going to take the note of C sharp and we need to find that in the A major arpeggio, and it happens to be the second note played here on the 4th fret of the 5th string, and this note played on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Okay, so what we're going to do is to play an A minor arpeggio, okay, we simply lower that note to C natural. So we have, okay, there's the note that changed. The next note is the same as A major, the next note is the same as A major, the next note is the one that changed, that's our C natural. We play the open string and we play the 5th fret. Those are the same as in the A major scale, A major arpeggio. So if we put these two together, we have A major, open string, 4th fret, 5th string, 4th string, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 2nd fret, 2nd string, 2nd fret, open number 1 string, up to the 5th fret. Okay, A major, so that's the one we're going to remember. I then look at the A minor, okay, I find the note that's changed, okay, and I make the necessary adjustment in the A major arpeggio down to here. So that 4th fret on the 5th string becomes the 3rd fret. There's my new note. Same note, same note. There's my new note. Open string, 5th fret. So we can apply this to any chord that we know, and we can compare the major arpeggio with the new chord we're learning. So if we take our chords and we look at all the ones we would know in, let's say, the family of A, we have A major. If we only know that chord, we only have the one arpeggio to remember, which is A major. There's the note, okay? So we learn a new chord, is A minor. We're going to examine the notes that make that chord different, and we're going to make the adjustment back in the A major arpeggio to play the A minor. Okay. If we have a new chord, let's say an A7 chord, we'll do the same thing. We examine the A7 chord, figure out which note changed between A major and A7, okay, and then we will incorporate that note into the A major arpeggio. If we have an A minor 7 chord, we do the same thing. We look at that notes are changed from the A minor 7, and we incorporate that back into the A major arpeggio. So all the time we're comparing back to the previous one and noticing which notes have changed. This will make you a much better musician. You'll see the chords changing shape, you'll understand which notes are changing, okay, and your arpeggios, you play them, okay, we can go from major to minor almost straight away. There's major to minor, minor third, straight to the minor if we would need it. Some songs will go from a major chord to a minor chord, okay? So that's the concept of actually learning by association. We take one pattern that we learn, which is the major arpeggio. We take the chords in the families, okay? So anything we know in the A family, A major, A minor, compare the two, make the adjustment. We can take the same to any other chord family as well. If we have E major, okay? We have E major, we'll have an E major arpeggio. When we go to E minor, we examine which notes changed, okay, and we will make the necessary adjustments into the E major arpeggio to play E minor. So I hope this makes a little sense. It may sound a little heavy to start with, but once you get a few under your belt, you'll start to see patterns and shapes that relate to each other. Okay, and you'll start to recognize where these notes change. It's a lot more effective this way than having to learn one, let's say an A major arpeggio, an A minor arpeggio, an A minor 7 arpeggio, the list goes on. So instead of learning 4, 5, 6, 7 different arpeggio shapes, we're going to learn one, and we're going to recognize the changes of the chords in relationship back to that first arpeggio and broaden our vocabulary that way. So if you have questions about this, we'll talk much more in the lessons about it. If you have any other questions online, you're watching this, feel free to shoot me an email and I will get back to you. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.